Well, welcome to the Hope Community Church vlog, episode number 30. My name's Matt, for those of you who don't know me, and we've been walking through Paul's letter to the church in Philippi over the last couple of weeks, and we are coming towards the end of chapter 2. In fact, the next 2 days, we're taking one kind of chunk of Philippians. We're just going to take a couple of days over it where Paul talks about two people he wants to send to the church in Philippi. These are two people that have been spent some time with Paul, and now he's sending them to the church in Philippi. And you might think, well, why is this important? He's talking about two of his mates. Why is this important? Well, firstly, I think it's important because we see what it looks like to be a labourer for Christ, what it looks like to be one of Christ's workers. At the very start of the book, Paul describes himself as a servant of Christ. And these are two more servants of the Christ, Timothy, which we're going to look at today, and Epaphroditus that we're looking at tomorrow. So that's the first reason. We see in these guys what it means to be a servant of Christ. But secondly, what we see is we see an application, I believe, on what's just happened. So Paul has just told the Philippians he wants them to work out their salvation with fear and trembling, to live lives that have been changed by the change God's brought about in them. And then he's shown them that what that might look like, what that kind of life might look like. And it says that when you live a life that looks like that, you'll shine like stars in the sky. And now he's going to give us a couple of worked out examples in the lives of Timothy and Epaphroditus. So look with me, chapter 2, verse 19. I hope in the Lord Jesus to send Timothy to you soon, that I also may be cheered when I receive news about you. So he's going to send Timothy to them. I have no one else like him who will show genuine concern for your welfare. For everyone looks out for their own interests, not those of Christ. But you know that Timothy has proved himself, because as a son with his father, he has served with me in the work of the gospel. I hope therefore to send him as soon as I see how things go with me, and I am confident in the Lord that I myself will come soon. I love this. I have no one else like him who will show genuine concern for your welfare. You ever meet someone and you just know they care about you? I want to tell you about Howard. Howard's a guy I used to work with. He's in his 70s. He's a godly man. But you know, when you're speaking to Howard, you have his undivided attention. He is listening to you and no one else matters. That's what Timothy was like. Genuine concern. A person like that stands out, right? They shine like stars in the night sky. If everyone looks out for their own interests, not those of Jesus Christ. See, Timothy, he cared more about Christ's reputation. He cared more about Christ, what people thought of Christ, than what people thought of him, than what happened to him. That's what it means to be a servant of God. And you know what really strikes me in these verses? It's the multi-generationalness of it. Paul views Timothy as if he were a son, as if Paul was his father. You got an older man who's invested his life in a younger man, and a younger man who has decided he is going to walk closely with this older man and learn from him. That he might imitate him, that he might pursue godliness like him. And I think as a church we're called to be like that. Young people. Have you got someone older than you that you can walk through this life with, someone that you can seek to emulate, someone that you can ask to pray with you and counsel you and look to you to support you? Older people, you have so much wisdom, you have so much experience, we have so much we can learn from you. Are you putting that to good use? Are you investing in the younger generation? Like actively? And that's hard to do with socially distancing, aren't we? But actually, I wonder if even now you could start praying for some of the younger generation, that they might grow up to be the servants that you've been. So that's Timothy. Tomorrow we're going to look at Epaphroditus, a slightly different situation, but still a servant of God. So until then, bless you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.